So knowing there's a fish there, I will make continuous casts there. I'll change colors and try to get that fish into biting. And it just something got right for that fish. A frog is an excellent pre-spawn bait. It's great for 54 degree, 56 degree water temperatures when I start throwing it. That's an excellent pre-spawn bait. It's an excellent spawning bait. It'll actually show you fish on beds before you even get there to it. What you'll see a lot of times, you'll cast that frog, you'll be working down the bank, and all of a sudden you'll see Big Mama show up there, and she'll look at it, but she won't eat it. And so she'll go back down. If it's April, water temperatures above 60 degrees, below 70 degrees, I know they're spawning. I'm actually going to pick up another bait, a flip bait or a Cinco, and I'm going to make sure I pitch it right back in that area when she comes up in there and looks at it. I love it when they eat it in the pre-spawn. The pre-spawn bite is a lot different than the summertime or spawn bite, post-spawn bite. Pre-spawn bite is you're working that frog, all of a sudden that thing just goes, it just disappears. And when they eat it like that, it's already in the back of their crushers by the time you go ahead and you set the hook. When the fish blow up on the frog in the post-spawn, the spawn, the summertime, I wait and that's why I throw a white one or I throw a black one or I throw something different than the colors are out there and I see that color's gone, then I know that fish has it. That's when I set the hook. So if they are eating it or they just slurp it under, you can crack them as soon as it's gone. You see it in the summertime, they explode on it, you don't see any color there, you set that hook. You set that hook as hard as you possibly can. Once again, 7-3-1, you crank on that fish. You're calling for the net. Your buddy's not in the net, you dump that fish right on top of his head. And same thing, just like with the punch weight. I've had several fish in tournaments, 4, 5, 6, 8 pound fish, where I swing them in the boat and they sit there and they lay on their side and they open their mouth and the frog comes popping out. That's once again talking about penetrating that hook and having that third hook there. It's hard enough hooking them with 2. Now you got 3 hooks to try to hook them with. And moving 3 hooks at the same time is really difficult. So not a big fan of the trailer hooks.
Will you skip a frog under a dock?
Will I skip a frog under a dock? Yes. I'll skip a frog under a dock. Overhanging trees, under bridges, next to boats. Awesome thing, Potomac River. You get those places, those marinas that have those boats that have been mooring there all summer long that have never moved. Grass are growing around them. There's no grass growing underneath those boats. Those fish will actually position themselves under the keel or the hull of that boat, and when the boats are facing out towards you, I'll take that frog and I'll skip it up there and I'll walk it right next to the boat and I'll actually drag my rod over so that it swings underneath the front of the hull of that boat and the fish will come out from underneath that boat to eat it. So skipping it under anything that has shade on it is definitely a good idea. Same thing over the tules and the matted reeds and things like that is definitely a good place to go ahead and throw a frog. Same thing with the grass. It allows you to cover these grass and cover these holes. One thing about when you're fishing this open water or the matted vegetation like this, you want to look for the holes in the grass. Definitely a key place to fish a frog. Making sure you throw it past the hole, drag it out there, drag it into the hole, or right before you get to the hole, stop it. Pull it in the hole. Stop it. Let the ripples go away. Drag it to the edge of that hole. Stop it. Leave the legs dangling in the back of that hole. It's almost like playing cat and mouse with a bass. They will follow that thing over and over again, and they'll wait till you get to the edge to eat it. One thing about it is when you work it, say you work it here and you stop it here, once you get here, don't reel it up, because that fish might have followed it from the cast that you made back here, and he wait until he gets to the edge, but if you reel it away from him, you're not going to get him.